Okay, let's continue talking about mm, linear equations. See, suppose that we have, suppose we don't know the equation of this line. You know, this line, let me show it with the black color. See this one. We are going to find the equation of this line. See, if you want to find the equation, see the general, a linear equation is general formula m times x plus c. This is slope and this is the constant. We have to find this, m and c, in order to write the equation. For example, if m is equal to 2 and c is equal to 4, the equation is going to be 2x plus 4. We are going to find out how we can find the equation of a line. Okay. What we are going to do, that you know that there is a formula for a slope. This is a slope. Means how steep is this one? How steep is this, the line? If it coming this way, this is pretty steep line. So m is going to be the slope. And this is equal to y, the general formula, y2, y1, x2 minus x1. Okay, what are these? These are the points. See, we have the point A. A here, one of the point of this equation is B. See, this is B, and this is A. The point A here. We have 2 points. If you have 2 points, then we can draw the graph. We can find the equation, and then we can find the we can draw the graph if you have the equation. And see how these things work. We say that there is a point here, we say 2, point 1 here, and point 2 is there. So A is a point number 1, and this is point number 2. Okay? See why? So point number 2 has x2, y2. Okay? x2, y2. This is x2, this is y2. And this is x1 and y1. See, every point, the point 2 has x coordinate of 2 here, x coordinate 2, and then y coordinate is 8. This is 7, 6, 7, 5, 6, 4. This is 8, and the point at x coordinate 2, y coordinates 8. So 2, 8. See, we call this one point 2, and we call this one point 1. So y2 of this one, the y coordinates of point 2 is 8, x coordinate of point 2 is 2. So let's find what is this. Y2, the point 2, we actually we have y2 here, and we have y1 here. y1 of this one is -4, and y2 is 8. So we say y2 is 8. 8 minus y1 minus, this is a minus, and then we write the value of y1. y1 is this one, -4. The coordinates of point A, the y component of this point is -4. So 8 minus, this is -4. y1 is -4. This is y1. Point number 1 has x and y coordinates. We call it x1 and y1. Point 2 has x and y coordinate, which the 2 is going to be x2, and 8 is going to be y2. So, and then the x2, what is x2? x2 is 2 minus, and then we have a -1 here, -1. x1 is -1. What is going to be the answer? It's going to be 8 plus 4, 12. 2, this is minus times minus is going to be plus 2. The 2 plus 1, this is 8 plus 4. 3 is equal to 4. This is m. This is m, a slope of this line. You could find the. Okay, let's just talk about slope, and then we find the equation. So the slope of this line is m, which was 4. See, we first we say that we don't know the equation of this line, but we have 2 points here. Now we want to find the equation of the line. M is equal to 4. M, we find out it's just equal to 4. We just find out. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. x2 minus x1 means we have, see, at the point 2, the x2 is 2, the x1 is -1. Okay? For this point, x2 is 2. For the other point, point number 1 is x, the x component is -1. X coordinate, it has a x coordinate. So actually, point A has -1, -4. And point 2 is 2, x, the x is 2, and y is 8. So this is y2, this is x2, and this is x1 and y1. Okay? The first one is x, x coordinate. So we find that m is 4. Let's, you can find any point. If you might find a point that another point, like suppose that any point you can put, you can have this point and this point. Then still you have 2 points. You can draw the. You can find the slope. You have 2 points. Point 1 here is now 0, 0. It passed through the origin. The point 1 has 0 x and 0 y because it's right there at the origin. These 2 points. Let's find these 2 points. If the slope, we're going to find the slope. Okay, a slope of the same line, but at different point, at this point and this point. So the point 2 has a coordinate of this is 0.2, 2.8, the same as 0.2, P2, 0.2, and P1 was this one now. Okay, this one is going to be 0 and 0. Now we want to find the slope of that. What is the slope? It actually y over x, the amount here. See, m is equal to y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. Means actually it's going to give you the length of y1 y of that. This is actually a triangle that you you have an angle here. You're talking about this triangle. So let's find a slope of that one between these 2 points, this one and that. y2 is 8. Okay, y2 is 8 minus y1. This is y2, y1, x2, x1 point. 8 minus y1, what is y1? 1, 0, okay? And then we have x2. x2 is 2 minus 0 is equal to 8 divided by 2 is going to be 4. So no matter where you find those points, you are going to get this is 2, this is origin 0, 0, and this is 8. Y is 8 here, y2, but y1 is 0. So no matter which point you choose, the 2 points you choose is on this line, they are going to give you the same slope. You know, whenever you want to pause the video, you know, sometimes you need to pause the video and to see what, you know, how did we find the slope of this line. So let's talk about find the equation of it. Okay, what we do, we find the y is equal to 4x plus c. We don't know this one. We have to find this one. You know, there are two unknowns, m and c. We just find m is equal to 4. You know, we're talking about this equation. So we have to find c. What we do, we say, okay, this is the equation. We have to be one unknown here and one equation. See, one of the points, we choose one of the points, no matter which point. You know, we have 2 and 8, and the other point is minus 1, minus 4. See, you put x, the value for x is 2 and y is 8. One point, this point actually represent, you know, if you want to find this constant, x, we choose one point. First, we choose this one. Instead of x, we put 2, and instead of y, we substitute 8. So what is going to be? 8 is equal to 4 times 2. This x is 2, x and y. We put the coordinates of that point, which x is 2 and y is 8. So what we do in this equation, we put this value, x is 2, one of the point, we choose one of the point, and y is 8. So we are going to find that c. C is going to be equal 8 minus 8. This is going to go this way, this is going to be 8, and if it go the other side of the equality is going to be 8 minus 8, which is 0. So actually the equation we find 4x plus 0. But see here the same equation, we find this, we first find 2 points, and then we find the slope, and then we find the constant. So we don't write 0. So the equation of this line is y, or f of x. We are from now on we use f of x. The function of x is going to be 4x. This is this line. This line. Equation of this line is 4x. Okay. Well, f of x is equal to 4x. This is there. So let's not, we choose another point here. We use other point. We see if the answer is going to be the same or not. We say that we use this point. X is going to be, y is going to be minus 4, and x is going to be minus 1 plus c. See, you always write this one. You find this one, now you want to find this one. And x and y, we choose a point, and x coordinate of, for example, this time we are going to find, we are going to use this point. X is minus 1, the x coordinate of minus 4 is y coordinate. So we write it here, y minus 4, x minus 1, instead of x. We substitute x minus, put it minus 1 for the value, and then we find c is equal to minus 4 we have here, or let me write it this way. This minus 4, this is minus 4. The minus 4 is going to come this way, it's going to be plus 4 plus, is equal to c. See, it's minus 4. So easy. See, no matter which what point you choose, you put it in this equation. The value for x and value for y, you find c is 0. Why is c 0? Now I tell you. I mean, c is the constant that it's actually on y axis. This is y axis. This is x axis. So y, we put the value for y. You know, now you have the equation. Now when you have the equation, you see that you want to graph this function. You say 4x. We did it earlier. If x, we give the value for x and y. If x is 1, y is going to be 4. For 1x, we are going to have 4y. 1x, 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and the other point, we've used the other point here, we use minus 1, we see, we want to see what is happening on the other side of on the minus part of it. Minus 1, it's a minus 1. If we give x minus 1, it's going to be minus 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, it's going to be this. And then when you connect this together, what I'm trying to say, from this you can draw the graph. You know, the graph of this function is going to be y is equal to 4x. Okay. Let's talk about other equation. We had other equation, y was 2x plus 1. Okay, let's clear this. Y is equal to 2x plus 1, or we write f of x. F of x means if we put f1 here, it means x is 1. 2 times 1 plus 1 is equal to, this is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 2 times 1, you know, in the priority we use in addition, subtraction, and we best multiply 2 by 1 and then add 1. So if it's, so let's do the same thing with this equation. See, no, we lost some of it. Okay, okay, we do. Let's see. We have this equation, and 2x plus 1, 2x, 2 times x. We don't write the multiplication here. So let's give some input and let's draw that. Let's draw this one. Let's draw this one. Is it say? Would we be up to here? We erased it. We say if it's 2. If it's 2, x. If it's 2, 2 is going to be 5. So this is going to be 5 here. 2, 5, and this is the point that we erased it. We give value to x, we find the f of x, or value of y, f of x, the function of x. So we have 2 points now. We have 1 point here. 1 point here, we call it point 2, is 2, 5. X is 2, y is 5. And this one, this equation now, we said that minus 3 and minus 2. There is 2 points. This point is minus 2. We have read the value of x first and then minus 3. Now let's find the equation. We have 2 points. Suppose that we don't know this one. We don't know this one, okay? We don't know if the equation. But we have 2 points. The point here and the point there. So the first, at the point 2, we have, this is point 1 and this is point 2. So the point 2, the coordinates x and y is x is 2, y is 5, the point here. And then the other point, P1, the x coordinate minus 2 and minus 3. Now let's find this a slope. First of all, the slope of this one. See, this is point 2, this is point 1. M is equal y2 minus y1 means this is y2, this is y2 5, and y1 is this one minus 3. This is x1 y1 x2 y2 because the point number 2. So and x2 minus x1. So m is going to be equal to, see, this is point 2. The y2 for the point 2 is 5, and then minus, this is a minus, and then we put the value of y. Minus, the value of y is minus 3, and then x2 is going to be 2, and x1 is going to be minus 2. 2 minus minus 2. Do you know what I'm talking about? We put the value of these in this equation. We find the value. We find the value of m, which is 5 plus 3 is going to be at the top one. 2 plus 2. So m is going to be equal to 8 over 4 is going to be 2. So see, we find m is 2 so far, but we have to find plus 1 here too. We find the we just find the slope. Now we're going to find the equation of the line. So the equation of this line is going to be, we say that y is equal mx plus c. We are going to find c. How much is c? See, we just find out m is equal to, okay? And then one of the points, we choose one of the points, it's like 2 and 5, point 2. We can choose point 1 as we talked about it earlier, that no matter what point we choose, we put the x value and y value in there. The x value is 2 and the y value is 5 plus c. C is going to be 5 minus 4 is going to be 1. Okay, it's going to be, so the equation is going to be y is equal to 2x plus 1. See, we find c is equal to 1. C is equal to 1. We find m is 2. We put this value there. m2 and c is 1. So we actually, you find what this linear equation look like. It's 2 plus 1. Okay, there is another thing I'm going to tell you, that these two lines in, no, let's talk about this first. See, we want to find the intercept of x, where this one is going to intercept. The equation by 2x plus 1, okay? And then we are going to find out where it crosses the x-axis. When it crosses x-axis, we are going to talk about this one. What is this point? Okay, we have this point at this, it crosses it, y is going to be equal to 0. So y is equal to 0, 2x plus 1, 2x plus 1 is equal to 0, x is equal minus 1 over 2. See, actually it crosses here. This is, the coordinates is minus 1 over 2 and y is 0. Because we put y 0 where it intersects x-axis. So we find that, see, with this equation we can find this. Okay, let's before we talk about anything else, that if x is equal to 0, what is going to be y? Y is going to be 2 times 0 plus 1. Y is equal to 0 plus 1. Y is equal to 1. Actually, if you put x is equal to 0, you find where intercept y-axis. So we find out that this is 1. It's going to intercept y. You know what I mean? You put 0 for the value of x and find y. Put value for y 0, you find x. So at x is equal